Harper, WWE 2k19. Yes, it's true. It's damn true. I'm back off of holiday to do more videos. Wow, it's good to be back. It's been a long week away from the game that I love so much. Anyway, got back yesterday, started playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm going to be doing loads of videos for that as well as WWE, so check that out. But I want to stay true to you fans who love my WE updates, so I'm going to be trying to do as many as I can for this, staying loyal to my WE fan base. Okay, so I guess the big news for me since I got back, I was really interested to see sort of how close I'd get to when I got back from holiday. I'd kind of worked out roughly based on, you know, how I was doing before I went away, that I was getting around anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 downloads a week. So that's exactly what I got. I went from 13,000 up until 9. This is beyond where I expected to be. And I'm just really grateful. I'm really grateful for all of the downloads that have been happening. If you have been one of those people, thank you so much. I hope that you're enjoying the content. It seems like people are, because they're really getting into my stuff now, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do is just give you the quick rundown, the update that I usually do, just to let you know what is being downloaded, how many are being downloaded. That way, if you're a first-time watcher, you can actually see what to look out for of mine. Maybe just find X Harper as a creator on WE2k19 on PS4, and then just download all of my stuff for as much as you want. So we got Carmen Mustafa, which was my first one. I've had a few hundred videos, few hundred views on that video on my channel, which has been awesome. People really like the creation. Booker T, the old school 1990s Booker T, the giant Fatu, the Disciple, which is doing really well this year, a lot better than last year actually, although I do think I've done a better job with him. That's actually Hunter Hearst Helmsley, not Triple H. I usually use Helmsley in my ECW universe mode. Owen Hart was a creation that somebody else made. I went through and basically changed a few things, changed the hair colour, changed his entrance attire, but it's a great looking Owen Hart. You should go and download any one of those ones created by, I think it's Dr. Gorilla Nuts who made that one. Ghost is my own character. I always make him every year. He's been on the game now for the last probably 7 years running. I think I've had him. He used to be on my game even from the time of WWF No Mercy. I used to create Ghost on there, and he's stayed true. He's the guy that I love creating, so I've put him on just so that you guys can enjoy seeing what I've created. You know, he's just a generic guy. I mean, I always make him in my NWO, so I love Shawn Michaels attire, so I take that black, gold and white, all of it, and then just throw the NWO logo on a few different places. The entrance attire is a lot cooler than the match attire, in my opinion, but he looks great. Farouk is doing really well since I went away. The downloads have been going well with him. I haven't seen anybody pull out a better Farouk yet, so really pleased with my creation of him. First full core that I've ever created. I then tried D'Lo Brown. That hasn't as well. I'm going to go back and look at his face. I reckon one of the things I'd like to do is see if I can improve the way that D'Lo looks. After the way that I've just created Paul Orndorff, I think you'll understand why I'm going to do that. RVD was just, I took another creation that someone else had made of RVD. If you go in this, in the description, you'll see that I've attributed all the credit where needed to the people who created the characters. But what I did, I went in and got all the actual parts. I changed his outfit to look a bit more like RVD, etc., etc. So he looks, in my opinion, a lot more authentic on my one, but it doesn't matter anyway. He's a great model, and that's the point. Road Dogg was another one that I tried myself. Again, I used my own face scan. I think I'm about 80% happy with the way it came out. It could be a lot better, but it could also be a lot worse. Obviously, a lot of people are downloading him, so they're quite happy with what I've done. My favourite one, though, is Paul Orndorff. I created him when I got back from my holiday, and honestly, it looks amazing. It's an incredible core. It's definitely the best face scan that I've ever done on the game, so that's worth checking him out. I would definitely recommend downloading him. Some people have already started. There is another Paul Orndorff on here. In fact, all of the Paul Orndorffs that I've seen are actually quite good anyway. But I've got to say, without being too biased or having too much of a big ego, mine looks the best out of all of them. If I'm trying to look at it objectively, mine does actually look the most realistic. Going on to images then. LWO logo's my biggest image that I seem to be having downloaded at the moment. I wish I'd have put that at the beginning of the game, but it doesn't really matter. I hope that you guys are enjoying it. The rest of them are all doing really well. Like, I'm just happy that these are the best images I had last year that did well. They seem to all be doing exactly the same as they were last year, so really pleased about that. Now, my arenas are where I'm most proud. Starcade97 still doing great. That's been growing exponentially since it was uploaded at the very beginning. World War III and Full Brawl both doing me proud, above 1,000 downloads each. The Great American Bash, surprise number 2 download from my selection, actually. I never thought that one would be so popular, but it is, and I'm glad that people are liking it. Slamboree 1997, that's actually started catching up recently. It's having a bit of a renaissance compared to the others, because as you can see, I basically uploaded it at the same time as the other 4, but you can see it's a little bit behind, but it's catching back up, which is really fun to watch. Beach 96, that has exploded. That's doing really well. That is catching up most of the top 4, which is always keep your eyes out for both of those arenas. November to Remember's doing really well. That's had a massive boost while I've been away. I think it's more or less doubled the downloads in the week, which is incredible. That's unusual. The fact that it's caught up with SummerSlam 95 just blows my mind. November to Remember's doing really well. ECW Hardcore Heaven's doing good. That's actually doing a lot better than I thought. There are some better ones out there. There's a better Hardcore Heaven arena, in my opinion, made by Skunky Pants. On Twitter, if you go to @SkunkyPants, you can see his creations. He does a great job with his arenas. I'm not a competitor. I'm just trying to emulate some of the great stuff he produces. And I wanted to have a go at some ECW arenas this year. Barely Legal, as you can see, isn't doing great. Royal Rumble 94... that's had 82 downloads. That's going quite well. King of the Ring is the best one from this selection. You've got 157 downloads. That's catching up with Hardcore Heaven. And that was released a while after these guys, so that's really doing well. Survivor Series doing well. Super Brawl, which was my favourite of this selection when I uploaded them, it started really slow, but seems to have picked up a bit of pace. It's overtaken Survivor Series now and Royal Rumble 94, so it's really doing good. It's a great arena. You should really look at that one. I would recommend this arena to anyone. I just worked out a couple of things that really made it look authentic to the original arena. Now, bottom one, WrestleMania 14's going really well. I'm not surprised, because this was an awesome looking arena. You'll agree, if you go in there, preview it, it looks great. Just download it. It's worth it. WrestleMania and WrestleMania 2 and ECW. ECW 1 is my weekly ECW arena, by the way, so it's like a generic ECW arena that I use in my universe mode. But as you can see, these 3 are all kind of on the same level. Extreme Mania, which is my personal WrestleMania that I use for ECW, I've created that. I've changed it this year. Last year I made it this big elaborate event and arena. This year I'm going back to like the roots and the vintage kind of how would ECW make a big event. So it does look a little bit more extravagant within that small arena, but at the same time I've kept it nice and small. I think the ring looks stunning. I'm really pleased with the job that I did on that, so I hope you like it. The logo's obviously mine as well, so I hope you enjoy that arena. Now, championships. I got back And my hardcore title has had a few more downloads, which is awesome because I recreated my hardcore title for ECW. I know it's a bit ironic having a hardcore title in ECW of all the brands, but I like to have it, and I just thought I'd create one. So I did that. That started doing quite well now, along with all my others. Another shout out goes to the Cruiserweight title for ECW. That's doing really well. I really love that one. It just looks nice and stunning. And then above that, you've got the main ones, so the Universal Tag titles. I thought this would do better this year, to be honest. I love it. Every year I love it, but clearly it's just not doing as well. You got the women's WCW Women's Championship and ECW Women's Championship. They're sort of doing as they usually do. But the WCW television title is doing really well. 241 downloads. Again, I love the look of that one. It looks very authentic to one of the iterations, because there are two popular iterations of the television title. This is only one of them. I'm sure you can find the other one on there if you search it. And then the most popular one I've got is the television title for ECW. Obviously, the game ridiculously got rid of the television title, even though they still keep all the elements for the brand for ECW. So I've just recreated it, and it's doing pretty well. 800 downloads. Now, Money in the Bank, I'm not going to go too much on this. Everyone loves this WCW briefcase. Personally, I like the one that I created below it. The difference is that I've put the Money in the Bank logo in the top corner. And then all the others are doing okay. You know, my Bret Hart and CM Punk cases are doing okay. I'm probably going to create a few more of these. Just have a bit of fun. Maybe for some of my sort of more popular wrestlers that I like, I'll probably go out and create a few more. And finally, we've got shows next, which are basically the same as the arenas. So they're going proportionately to the downloads of the other arenas. Obviously, the difference here, you see the logo for the event itself, and you can download it from there. Movesets, I'm really sort of pleased with some of them, not pleased with others, but Scott Hall, Sting, The Rock, Shawn Michaels is now in double figures, Bret Hart is almost there, DDP, Kevin Nash, Stone Cold's, his moveset seems to be doing quite well. Ric Flair's isn't, but should be because it's a great moveset. And Goldberg's is doing unbelievably with 40. And then you've got Jake Roberts, Randy Savage. Eddie Guerrero's doing awesome as well. He's been a real surprise. And then finally, Ghost, I also upload the moveset that I use. Personally, I think it's the most powerful moveset in the game. I think it's one of the most technical. It's certainly the moveset I would go for if I was a real-life wrestler, okay? So if you want to see what I'm like as a real-life wrestler, download Ghost. That's the moveset that I would adopt. Those are the moves that I would learn inside out. I think they all look stunning. And somebody's actually downloaded it, which is cool. Okay, so that's all of those downloads. I want to finish this video just going through one of the creations that I made. So I want to show you my Paul Orndorff created wrestler. Now, I went away on holiday and I went to work on the face scans because something that you've seen my D'Lo Brown. It looks like D'Lo. The problem is the burns on his face are too dark, so it makes him look a lot older than he actually is. And like I said, I'm going to probably go back and work on that face scan and see if I can brighten it up a little bit and make it look more like D'Lo than it currently does. But it's the first time I've ever done it. Farouk's I'm like 90% happy with. But again, I just kept thinking to myself, what if I can do a better job? I'm sure I can do a better job. I'm very good at editing other people's good face scans, like my IRS, my Ken Shamrock, Jeff Jarrett, etc. I'm very good at that, but I want to get better at actually just producing a real face scan myself. And I tried that with Paul Orndorff. This was like my guinea pig. It took me a while. I went in, and I'm going to give you a couple of secrets that I learned that I just tried. I think I've seen other people do it, but they've never really mentioned that this is something you should do to make the character look better. But hopefully, if you're looking at him now, you're thinking, wow, this actually is a really good looking Paul Orndorff in terms of it looks like him, because he is a bit weird looking anyway. But hopefully you're looking at this character and thinking, yes, that looks great. So what I did, if I go to the face photo capture, something that I did different, if you look at all these, or a majority of these face scans, you'll see that the eyeballs are kept in, so you can still see their eyes. Now, this Devon one is a good example of something I tried that was different. What I did, I create my face scans off of PNG, so you can see here, you've got D'Lo Brown, Farouk's face scans, the Road Dogs. Again, D'Lo Brown, went back and did it again. That was the one that I've currently used. And then these are from other downloaded superstars, I guess. But if I go to this bottom right corner, this is Paul Orndorff's. And what I did for the first time was I erased his eyes from the photo in the PNG. So they're completely transparent. And what that's actually done is it's cleared the eyes up, so that when the face scan goes over the model that the game gives you, there's no interference on the eyes, so there's no color change with his eyeballs or his pupils. In fact, what I'm finding is that it makes it look 100% more accurate. It was actually easier for me to change the shape of his eyes because I didn't have the eyeballs as part of the picture. So I recommend, if you're creating a face scan, try making sure that the image has transparent eyeballs. It just means you've got to go in there, delete the eyeball out of the photo that you've got. It looks really creepy, but I hope you agree. I think it's worked really well, and I was really pleased with it. It's better than any of the others that I've created, and it certainly made me want to go back and create more. So this is my Paul Orndorff, and I tried to keep him very simple too in terms of his attire. I went with a very old school look that Orndorff had when he had red trunks, red knee pads. Now, one thing I did notice, which you might want to change about the game, if you download this creation, you might want to change this yourself. But what I noticed was that his trunks underneath in the crotch area, it's a bit orcs, but for some reason they go black, and I wonder whether it's because of the trunk design I've used. So you might want to tamper with that. It's not a big issue, but when I'm playing the game, I'm a perfectionist. So when I play a match and I see him wrestle and he doesn't quite look perfect, or if the game's causing a glitch that doesn't make the wrestler look perfect, then I'd start getting a bit hyper-reactive about it and want to change things. So that's my Paul Orndorff. What I'm going to do now is end this by playing a one-on-one match at WrestleMania 1. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to probably be someone like Rowdy Roddy Piper, just to get the sort of timeline right and authentic. In fact, let's use Ricky Boy. Let's use good old Ric Flair. I know he wasn't in WE at this time, but who cares? And what I'm going to do is just show you how Paul looks in the game. That way you get to see a bit more of, like, this is how he looks. I don't do the managers when I'm doing, like, these one-on-one things. You can see I've given him an overall of 87. I actually think he was highly underrated as a wrestler. And we're going to go over to one of my originals. So let's do WrestleMania. No title. So this is now, you're getting to see my WrestleMania arena. This is Ric Flair. Funnily enough, I've used a very similar gown. Obviously, with Ric Flair, he's got loads of gowns on the game. I've used one of those gowns for Paul Orndorff's entrance attire. So as I said, you know, looking at the profile picture there, I hope that it looks good. Personally, I think it looks great. I think it looks a lot like Paul Orndorff, which is always a bonus when you're actually playing the game and you can see that the guy actually looks like the person you want them to portray, because otherwise you don't want them on the game, and you end up regretting that you've even got them, because you just think to yourself, what a waste of time this was. And there's nothing worse than spending about 3 hours creating a guy, and then you finally get to him and you're like, oh, this is crap, this doesn't look very good. Anyway, this is my WrestleMania arena. I hope you like it. Now, I gave him, I think it's the Perfectionist, just so that you know what I gave him in terms of his entrance music.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring.
What the?
From
I don't think we're going to wait for the match to start.
Now, you can see I've really raised the contrast on this arena, because it's WrestleMania 1, it's an old arena. It should look old, and so you can see that good old Ricky Boy has decided to just run out.
I'm not sure he can.
Now, I based the arena on what I saw on the WE network. I had a look to see how the ring looked. Obviously, they didn't have those kind of ring steps, but that doesn't matter. For the sake of it, it really isn't a big deal. And as you can see, here they go. It looks like Paul thinks that he can fight Ric Flair wearing his little outfit.
And it looks to me like this entire arena is on its feet.
I think what I'm going to do this time is, usually I kind of turn it off and don't let you see the game, which I feel a bit bad about. So what I'm going to do is I'll probably play out this match, let you watch it with me, and just explain some of the stuff that's coming, what I'm going to be doing soon, the other videos you can expect to see. Basically, the other kind of videos that I want to start doing now, I'm going to begin doing my universe mode and taking that a lot more seriously. So expect more universe mode videos out there. Also, just to let you know, remember that this is a moveset that I've basically changed for Ric Flair. You can download it in Creations. Let's just see what I'm doing here. Now, last time I commentated over a match, I almost got beat. I think I was Sting, and Hulk Hogan almost beat me. There you go, Rick kicks out. On universe mode, one of the things I want to add, I want to try and do a bit of American commentary. I'm not going to do it now because I'm still getting over the fact that I say I went on holiday, we drove for 20 hours, so I feel like I'm still recovering from a 20-hour journey. Once I'm over that, which will probably be sort of tonight, tomorrow, I'm going to start doing some commentary, and I'd like to do the American accents. Basically how I play the game, but you guys don't get to see when I play universe mode. It'll be the first time I've tried it. It's probably going to look stupid. You guys are probably going to laugh a whole lot watching me and think that it's quite funny and hilarious. I mean, I think it's funny, and I'm the guy doing it. So I'm going to try some different stuff. If you like it, let me know. If you don't, let me know. Please don't just click a thumbs down on a video. Just tell me what you don't like so that I can work on these videos and make them better for you. And yeah, and we'll see how it goes. But my universe mode has already started. I've started the first week though, just to establish all my champions. So I'll show you who they are as we go through. The event will be on there. You'll get to see who I pick as my favourite wrestlers in the game. Oh, Ric Flair's got. If you're thinking this looks really easy, by the ones up recently, just to make the game a bit more, just to balance out the game, and it's kind of worked really well for me. Obviously, the way I play my games, I like control. I like to control who wins the match. In this case, I often let him battle back for a while, but in the case of me just showing you Paul Orndorff, I don't think I need to do that. I can just sort of let you guys watch what's going on in the ring. My throat feels bad, by the way. Just I don't know why, it just feels a bit full. I just feel a bit stuffy. I've come from like a really hot, cold climate to a really warm one, so it's like just playing with my senses a little bit. Oh, Rick, what are you doing? Okay, let's finish the job now. I'm done with Paul.
His clothesline finds the mark.
Oh,
returning to
coward.
your point about Ric Flair being champion, Michael, Flair's amazing body of work spans the globe and is the symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
And he was the...
Look out. And Ric Flair makes him pay in the worst way.
Does he ever? Can he finish the
Here we go. Signature maneuver.
Here's his moment, Michael.
And now for the finish. Woo!
Oh, boy, he is rolling.
Oh, now that's the problem that I've had with the game, is that I'm finding that it's reversing the finishes way too much, even though I'm telling the game not to reverse finishes. That's right, I've set it to 0, so it shouldn't, in theory, reverse any finishing maneuvers, but for some reason, like I said, the game keeps reversing my moves, which is not ideal, because I'm trying to finish this match off. Paul has been beaten up and in real life would be finished, because this is kind of like a semi-squash match. And yet, for some reason, it doesn't want me to win. But Ric Flair's got very powerful reversal on this, probably the highest on the game. So it means that I can tend to reverse everything. Now let's see now if it lets me do it. Here we go. Let's try and finish this at the first go, shall we?
Scores with a tremendous move. Just when you thought he had nothing left.
Oh, one more. Yeah, there he goes. I actually really like the reverse system, by the way. If you're watching and you're like, I hate that reverse system, I love it. I'm used to it now. And I actually think it's a really good way to hold a move for as long as you want it to, when you're trying to play out a match and make it look realistic. So I use it all the time and I love it. I do more Red Dead Redemption videos as well, so keep an eye out on those if you've got the game. If not, I hope you're enjoying these. Thank you finally for everything you're doing with Community Creations. If you're a creator, thank you for what you're making. If you're someone who just likes to consume content, thank you for downloading, and particularly thank you for downloading any of my stuff. I hope that you're enjoying it as much as I do creating it. If you want anything created, if you want me to think about anything, whether it's an arena, a belt, a core, whatever it is, just let me know. Hit me up on Twitter at xharperco, or hit me up on IG at xharper.co, and just let me know what you want, and then we'll talk about it. I've done it before for people and I've found great success doing that, so let me know. You have been awesome. I am X Harper, and until next time, bye bye.